Start.
Camera. Okay, that's not the
So,
one. What's up? What's up? We are back from the. There is no feedback in this one.
we can stream it too.
That feedback, no, thank you. I think that was intense.
Yes, but I think it was
That
pretty fun that we paused it for some time and then you replayed it. I mean, replayed it not live,
I
but
was playing. Yeah,
from where
it
it's
was live. But that was a nice surprise because it was kind of, it became. But I think what's cool is that could be an element. I put it in my notes that as a sound, if we are conscious of that, it can become more like a performing element. Then we know, for instance, okay, gonna be feedback, and then we consciously then we do something about it.
Yeah. But we can also do
like,
with video.
What do you mean?
Like video
video
feedback. Because it's difficult to do video feedback for 1 minute, 2 minutes. But if we just stream it to YouTube and just use the window from YouTube that you pause it for some time and then play it again, then it will follow after 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you can use that as a video feed.
Yeah, we can try that. So I think it was very nice, but I tried to do my streaming, and I was streaming, but I don't know. Wait, I want to just because I just want I have a question. So where those streams they go? If I stream,
I think let's. I don't know if you. Wait, what is the purpose of this chat? Is it like reflecting on what we do, or like what we did, or like is it more about the practical things?
No. Let's just make it reflecting a bit.
Yeah, and we can we can look into the streaming later. I mean, not today, but sometime.
So I was very excited. I think it was completely different because of the. I mean, it just becomes the whole. It feels very dense in space and time. It feels very dense. That's my experience. I feel like whoa. I mean, and it was so funny. It reminds me from this book of Burroughs, of Jonathan Burroughs, that at some point it says about audience. Like the first thing that you get in a performance is like the contract. He speaks about a contract. So it's a contract that you have with the audience, the way how you start the performance. It's like, yeah. And in a way, so we came into the live streaming, and then the first thing that appeared was the feedback. That was the first thing that appeared. So then from there, everything was just like, okay, this is just like this. And it was, so it like took you and me because we both were like surprised, but at the same time, like surrender, like I have, in a way, I have to compare that experience with similar what I took, like heavy psychedelics, like ayahuasca, like really heavy, because the way how I felt that we did is like something very strong in that case technologically was happening, and then we both what we did is like surrender, like so, and just okay, this is like this, and then just we go. Yeah, and that was very cool.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have to accept that.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did, and I was, but then at the same time, then I think that I wanted to talk with you is because I like it very much, but at the same time, it's like very powerful. No, it's like I feel it this like in the way how I felt like when I took like psychedelics, in the sense like, and because it's very, it happens, so it feels like open, like gates. Is like, wow, this can happen, like there's so many things that can go, at some point we were saying, like I said at the hour just to calculate how many minutes were in feedback, and then it came back at some point. It's just, it opens so many portals that you can keep on going. It's like, it's like
that was really
feedback
nice.
space, and like not even the visual, but that your brain understand parts of the things, and it's just like keeps on going in how it's called, like oscillos, no, when you have these patterns that you see, that prismas, that you have this
The kaleidoscope.
kaleidoscope effect. Like in a way I feel like that my brain was like partly, so that you don't understand, but in a way you understand that it is. Yeah, I really felt that very psychedelic, the whole experience. Because of that, then I wanted as well then to do it sometimes, but not all the time.
True.
Uh,
Yeah, I
that's
really
what I
get it
felt
because
about.
I also felt like, today I couldn't really move much because it was,
No, me neither.
but it's true that what you said kind of explains. I mean, I think for me it was a bit different, but still, yeah, it's relevant how you said it, because that's, conditioning my presence and my body. So it's not just like I do whatever, because it's like, in a way it's distracting, the sound. I mean, not distracting always in a bad way, but definitely it's dominating the space.
No, yeah, that's actually something that's true that I realized at some meetings before the sound. Yeah, sound invasive. The sound is something that is very invasive. So, but what I realized is, for instance, like some meetings, sometimes at some practice ago, then when you're getting very physical, then of course then you're breathing, and then you have your own music, but I cannot hear. The only thing that I hear is your breathing, and then sometimes it's way too much. But then I found a way how in Hydra I can just mute you some of the windows.
And the browser, yeah, or live
Yeah,
lab. I mean, live lab
from
has
live.
a fader or a mixer.
Yeah, I didn't. I was for two. I think for two practices, I was going crazy with your sound, and then at some point, I found a way how I can select the window that I wanted to mute.
Yeah.
Uh, so, from where was the sound? Where trying like understanding. So I put. So the feedback was generating because you have the microphone open, your headphone open.
No, because you play this. No, wait. You say something that's streamed to YouTube, and then you
Yeah,
play back that on your computer, and where you're like opening the speaker, like you're listening from the speaker.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
the microphone picks that sound and send it to me on live lab, because we're on the video call, and then it's sent to back to the YouTube again, and then it plays on your computer and it sends to me on live lab, and then goes to YouTube. It's just like, repeating feedback loop.
Yeah. So, but then,
And
yeah. So what I did was at some point I just went. I can mute the sound. So, but I could control it. I guess you could control as well. Just you have to mute me.
yeah, I didn't think that way, because I'm always like, careful about muting you, because it's, sometimes it becomes like the only channel that we can communicate. But then, so today I didn't do it, but I did, change. Like, I was playing with the setting the mixer on OBS, so I thought it was not sent to YouTube anymore, but I was still hearing the sound. I don't know. I need to check how it went. It was a bit mysterious, like the whole thing.
But it was very nice. Like I'm really. Yeah, I think I said. Yeah, something as well. But that's just technical. Maybe we can meet at some point this week to like there was to talk to talk a little bit of the streaming, for instance. Just
Yeah, the
to
technical things.
technical.
Yeah,
We can do some technical meeting before Thursday.
yep,
Will be that good?
sounds good.
Okay. Um, yeah, do you want to say something?
I don't know. I like your uh, reading the book. Uh,
Yeah, it is very funny because I'm between some books for now, and this was about yeah form and object, and I was reading a lot about time today. So it was just in my head. It's just the whole experience becomes very psychedelic, very
mm.
fun.
Yeah. Also, like when you started reading, like I was like, trying to move slow, and also like at the end, I was using my phone to capture myself, just to
Yeah,
play with time.
something that I realize is And as I think I mentioned the last time about when the camera is moving. So for instance, I have this camera. So there was one point that we both understood, like, so we both slow completely what we were doing and we were into something together. And it was when this camera was moving at some point. I don't know exactly what I was doing, but then when I checked the live lab as well, you were doing in the same speed something. I don't know exactly what, but the speed of what we were doing was the same. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and I just something I put it in my notes that that's how I felt like that one because I felt that I didn't move that much today. I yeah the moving of the camera at some point. Um, in a way, that's the way who I interpret it. Like if you're following, if live lab or if you're seeing, I think that's my intention. I think that's the way who I read that. Is that it's difficult for you to ignore that this is moving because
Hmm.
it's very drastic. So either so in my I think my reading of the what I'm trying to say is like either this is happening, what is way too much. So then
Right.
if you will be doing something like this to me, I will, I guess, try to avoid it because after at some point I just get tired of it. But if you're more soft in your moving, I cannot avoid to looking at you because it's you're changing the position, like the in a way the matrix of like the composition of your image. Yeah, in a way it's like the matrix because I'm thinking now in space. So it's like the matrix. So like the dimension that you are presenting is constantly moving. So that's why it demands attention for me. I need to, where are you going with that, you know? Because it's not so drastic. So I can go with you um, and be there. And I feel something like that when you were doing as well the phone. Uh, the phone because in a way it was like it's a frame, so it's a
Yeah.
new dimension. It's clearly you're asking in a way attention, like look at this, and it's very defined. You know, there is this dimension like that.
Yeah, that was really interesting to me because it's like my intention was to play with time. So I record it and it will repeat. But then what happened was like because of the framing, it's so analog, and also yeah, it really, not dictate, but it says something, not just the video itself.
No, yeah, in terms, that's what I mean. That was what I was trying to I think speak about dimension or the matrix of this matrix system, that it is very strong to as soon as you put it, it's just something that is very, it's an element that is, you're introducing a gate, basically a portal to something new that
Mm.
is very strong. It's a very strong element.
Yeah, and also like from the last practice, I started to feel that I really have to come close to the camera to do something, because like when I'm just like moving in the background, it's like, more intuitive for me. But then like visually, like what you said, like moving fast doesn't really catch your attention. I mean, also doesn't catch my attention. It's just like I'm moving, and it's not really like from the last chat. Like I'm not really creating an image in a way. And then if I come close with the phone or with my hand or with my face, I can articulate more.
Yeah, the way I think one day we were talking about, I think there was, I think it's related in my head how I see about like intentions and this kind of directionality, that I relate to what you said. It's true, like either or I'm here close, so I'm in the zone or I'm in the flow of doing something because actually I have the my reference as well. So if it is a camera, I have a camera that is here, but my laptop is here. So if I'm doing here, I can still look in there. So I have the I am compositing, and I can do it more in purpose or like very, very rational or in between, but still I'm there. And the other one who is very far away when just you try to really dance and just let it go. Then I think this the way who I perceive this in my own perception is that it's a very conflictive scenario between this being free here in the back or conflict. Yeah, maybe that's not the word, but it's a both places are different. Like being here alone, in like dancing alone, and being doing this here, the intention is very different. And in a way, the I feel when I'm trying to do with myself something like trying to do softly a change in between, I don't find it because I
But you
thought
don't find what?
the change because I feel that there's a drastic change that I have to do between being here or being here in
Right.
terms of what is happening. Um, so it's kind of like it's like an open question that how can we propose the intermedium of the connection between these two sides. Yeah, that's more like an open
Mm,
question. How can we connect both sides? Because this is certainly I think more interesting in terms of image composition
yeah,
and the performance because it's two-dimensional and a computer, so it will be more visual. But this one is certainly more close to the flow of being dancing and being free.
totally.
So the two elements are completely valid for what you're doing, in my understanding. So then
Yeah,
is the question is how can we find a connection between the two because are different references.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think that's really related to what I was saying last time. Was it? Like I don't know if I explicitly said that, but um, it's really, yeah. Like I don't know if I would say intermediate or something that bridges, or like can we actually break that those like for example, can I actually compose something while I'm here and just moving for myself, let's say, and having fun moving, and does it like still, like, is it able to create image, project image? Or if I'm here, well, I don't know, if I'm here, I'm dancing like crazy, then probably I'll bump into the computer or the display, and it's not a good idea.
Yep. Because
But
you have more control. Yeah, you have more control
yeah,
when you're close with the computer
yeah.
to what you can do in terms of composition, image composition.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I think I understand what you said. But it's a challenge, no? Because I'm thinking, yeah, it's a challenge. Like
Yeah,
because the in the back is in a way is like is the dance, It's like it's yeah, I don't know. It's very I find it very childish. It's very liberating. This one in the back is like just yeah, just very liberating.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
And here it's, you're more focused on the screen.
right. Because and then
Mm.
you will apply things that or consciously or unconscious. Then you will jump to the computer to play with the hue, like yeah. Then you will do things in purpose.
Maybe we have to attach a camera like here.
Yeah, but that actually that's what I was trying. I bought some cable, so I have
Mm.
this right now is 5 meters cable of camera, but I bought an extension, a signal repeater. So I haven't tested, but in theory, I can have up to 11 meters now of the camera.
Mm.
Because at some point I was in this semester, I was researching a bit of thinking of the limitation of yeah. This is just the whole thing that we just spoke.
Mm.
Um,
I see.
it is yeah. It's just yeah yeah.
I
It's
mean, it's
just
a research question.
It's a yeah. And the way who in my understanding, the way who I see it is because I think both places are different. So at some point I was trying to like maybe change my doing here to becoming more like here. Uh, but then in my own thinking, I thought afterwards that it's just is the nature, the intention of the spaces are different. What I'm in front, I'm doing something, but in the back, I'm doing something. So instead of fighting and trying to change what I'm doing here to become more visually appealing, um, then I'm trying to put it more as a question: how can I connect these two places? Because
I
that
see.
will be that will be more interesting. Because yeah, yeah, it's just in a way, like dramatically speaking, there is a hole in between the two. So if we just find somehow like, or yeah, how can connect this, or can these two places be connected?
That's I think that's one perspective or one approach.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, what to respond to it, but personally, like when I'm really like moving freely, it's usually about shapes in the space that I think about. So I'm interested in how I can project those shapes as a visual image, visual, I don't know, like visual output, which is probably impossible because it's something like what I imagine. So I can already project it, but like that's what I'm interested. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then, I think dancers would dance to project that. But I don't know if I want to dance to, well, I dance for myself, but it's not necessarily the output. I don't know, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe next week I'm saying something totally different. Anyways,
Okay, cool.
I don't know
I
if you
think
have to go, but we
no,
have
yeah,
to
yeah. I think I will go. I think it's good just we just close like this. It was
close with the
certainly very,
questions.
yeah, but I think it's good just to keep it like just leave it as question. I think it's good.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
Did you have a did you did something for yourself, or like
Just another day, but yeah, I mean, I met some friends, which is, rare
nice?
thing these days.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I already start like talking with my girlfriend, like seeing like trying to convince her like, could you maybe if we what if we go like some like the 22 something like that to PAF. So I start like talking to her like honing her ear because she has then to drive us all the way till there. And then we have to see about the COVID, like then maybe
Yeah,
we have to
I
put in
mean,
some paper, like because normally you're not supposed to travel, but you get to travel if you're working. So then maybe we have to ask, maybe to just to make sure to path to make to say like just to have
like
a
a
paper.
letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
yeah, as well, because will be nice. Will be nicer if we go, if she take us there, then we both foreigners in the train, going there with the whole thing. Right now it's a bit like it's, I mean, more comfortable.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the place.
Especially with the Asian. Oh,
This is reality, like, so then yeah, then the two not white person that think it's better if like she's a blonde woman, she can take us there. It would be easier in this moment. This is the politics that we are.
yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Anyways, okay, so let's
Right.
close it here.
Yeah, so yeah, we just keep in
Bye.
touch and we meet this week.
Yeah.